Hey everybody, good evening. Welcome to Drewenski, Chicago. We're going to do a quick what do you call it? Recap of the meeting tonight. Oh, I forgot to put my light on. I can get that in a second. Oh, I love how No Apologies is doing one too. She's like, City Council meeting, Harvey, Illinois, what the hell? So yeah, basically, hold on. Basically, as the title says, like, Shirley didn't give us any answers. Nope. Mayor Drewenski has no answers for any of the pressing questions. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Javar. Hey, Ryan. How's everything with you? Good job tonight, even though I missed the meeting, but it's good to see you here for the recap. Yes. Thank you, Javar. Thank you for joining us.
Y'all. Oh, we do. Hi, we do have one. We have a TV network here tonight. Who did they send to us tonight?
I know it's a little tight tonight, but
you can say whatever you want.
We're just looking at a very few packs here.
No, that's fine.
Noises, clapping, speaking out,
So, of course, it starts with the ridiculous statements about, basically, we'll arrest you if you so much as breathe the wrong way. But everything we've been doing, you guys, it's been working because we're able to. It's not perfect. It's not fixed. It's not done. We still need people just to come to the meetings, even if you just sit there. But you notice we're able to say a lot more, to clap. We can do a lot of things that Clark really cracked down on. So, which was ridiculous, of course.
During the city council meeting, one may not impede the performance of an official duty. If any person acts in a disorderly manner at a public meeting and persists after
Notice Amir was here tonight. Amir came to meeting.
Or be removed from the meeting. If the person refuses, they can be removed and fined under the disorderly conduct statute. Disorderly conduct at a public meeting in Illinois involves any unreasonable behavior that disturbs others or disrupts the meeting. And it is subject to removal and penalties if it persists after a while. This also includes employees as well as council members. Harvey police officers are present in public meetings to assist the chairman in preserving order. If any person is ordered to withdraw or leave the meeting by the chairman and refuses, that person can be cited and criminally charged with disorderly conduct. The Harvey Police Department can escort the person out of the building. If the person refuses to leave and physically resists the Harvey Police Department, that person can also be charged with resisting arrest. Under Illinois law, resisting arrest is defined as knowingly resisting or obstructing the performance of one.
A bunch of BS, basically, blah, 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 blah.
Or correctional institutional employee. This constitutes a Class A misdemeanor. The statute requires that the act of resistance must involve some physical act that imposes an obstacle that may impede, hinder, interrupt, prevent, or delay the performance of one's official duties. Examples include going limp, wrestling, physically aiding a third party to avoid arrest. Illinois law explicitly states that a person is not authorized to use force to resist an arrest by a known peace officer, even if the arrest is believed to be or is in fact unlawful. Resistance to even an unlawful arrest by a known officer is a violation of state statute. Thank
you. BS. Total BS. Intimidation. Intimidation. Intimidation.
Have everybody connect, please.
Okay, yeah. Now, I also did see fewer police officers. So again, all of our pressure is working, you guys. It really is working. It's going to take time, but it is working. They will never concede. The people in city government that are doing all these corrupt things, they will never come out and say, oh, hey, Ryan, hey, Amir, hey, you guys, you were right. We were wrong, blah, 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 blah. But notice when things look different, when things are done differently. That's how you know. Oops, I don't want to stop. That's how you know that what our advocacy, making noise, being pains in their butt because they're doing horrible jobs taking care of our city. What we're doing, it makes a difference. One of the things I noticed, fewer police officers. That's a huge victory. Remember how we used to have like 15 police officers in one city council meeting to intimidate? Now tonight I counted maybe, well, between 5 to 10, but sometimes, you know, it's like they move in and out. It wasn't quite as bad. Still bad, but hey, Ryan, I think I struck a nerve when I said the half-wit job was being done. Exactly, because Shirley was defensive, and we'll get to that in her public remarks. Yeah, she was very defensive about it. So welcome, my TikTokers. I'm on my backup account tonight on TikTok, and I'm just as I'm talking to you guys, I'm also doing my YouTube live, my nightly YouTube live news show, local news show called Ryan's Case Chicago. So feel free to join if you are interested. It's on YouTube. So they did allow a treasurer's report again.
I would like to just bring the council's attention and others' attention to our last resolution for the bank accounts was signed on May 16th of 2019. And I have suggested and requested, I'm sorry, I'll repeat. Our last resolution for the bank accounts, or the signatories for the bank accounts was last put in place on May 16th, 2019. Since then, we have had a few different changes in administration. So I have asked, suggested and requested that the council submit a new resolution updating those signatories. As of today, we have not done that. So from the church, that's all I'm requesting that we update those.
Okay, I'm not quite understanding her question. It's something about the bank accounts.
Because right now, according to the resolution, we don't really have someone to sign those checks, according to the resolution. So that's all.
I didn't quite understand the point. Something comment about the bank statements.
Okay, I did receive your email, Madam Treasurer, and for the record, I was told that it does not need to be a resolution, it's just a promissory statement. But I will double check and verify. But I sent you an email this afternoon regarding that. So thank you for your comments. Okay, approval.
So there was something asked about the bank statements, and the new interim mayor, Shirley Drewenski, didn't really answer the question. She just said, I emailed you back. So again, another unanswered question.
Or ordinance.
Oh, we have our new interim clerk here who was on the school board when $1.5 million worth of chicken wings was stolen. And we still haven't really, none of the board members have been held accountable, and she's still on that school board. Janet Rogers is her name, and she's sitting right to the mayor's left. Oh boy. So now she is legally, allegedly signing, because they don't let the treasurer doesn't sign the checks. She's signing all of our checks for paying things for the city. And she also has access to not only the finances, but all information. Someone who has a history of being accused of all sorts of corruption and mishandling money, and a conviction for it was some sort of fraud, I think, lying for financial aid, to get financial aid. That's your new interim clerk, Harvey. Janet Rogers.
We have a resolution authorizing the 2026 CDBG capital improvements for the economic development application. Now, this is it's a yearly program, it's a grant, and the funds are for about $500,000. And we're gonna utilize this for water repairs, but in order for us to do that, we need to seek
Are you really?
approval to apply for the grant. This does not mean that we are going to get the grant, it's just the first step in applying.
Again, if you're just joining, we're doing a recap of the city council meeting tonight in Harvey.
Motion to approve.
Motion by the third, second by the second.
So welcome everybody.
Any questions or debate?
Yes, you just want to repeat the resolution, would you mind?
The resolution authorizing 2026 CDBG capital aid improvement, demolition and economic development project application. This resolution authorizes the city to request for 2026 program year CDBG funds.
One of our questions with this.
So again, just to summarize, so this is the Cook County Community Development Block Grant. So this is money that the county gives. Hey Beth, thanks for coming to the meeting tonight. This is money that the county gives to communities to help them with various expenses, okay? So they can, the cities or the villages, or whatever, they can apply for them. So Shirley said, okay, well, we applied for $500,000 grant, or we want to apply for $500,000 grant to fix the water mains. Sounds good, right? The reason why I opposed it and told all the aldermen to vote no is because Harvey's gotten several of these grants over the last few years, and we have no idea where the money's gone. But it certainly hasn't gone into any repairs. So then where'd the money go, and why would you get more money? Again, open the damn books.
Regarding the Broadway Improvement Project, we had to have a form ahead of time. Is this grant also requiring, in order to attain the grant, us to host a public forum to allow the public to be fully detailed on that happening?
Not on this particular grant. This is the standard yearly grant that is provided, and we apply every year for it with a different goal set in mind. This particular one is to concentrate on the water main breaks. Okay, is there any other questions? Because that was one question. Is
it to concentrate on the water main breaks, though? Is that what you're actually going to concentrate on, Shirley? How do we know if we never show receipts?
How are we identifying where specifically the water main breaks? Do we have a listing of, water main breaks that are most in need to less?
Good question.
Rick, would you care to reply to that?
So the question is, how do you identify which water main breaks are getting repaired?
When I'm working over 160 feet of piping that is growing, we'll find out when it occurs. There's nothing we can do to go and check all the water main breaks through the city and determine, preventive breaks. It just happens when it happens, and then we determine once we get into digging it up and seeing what they're lining up pipe it is.
Save you the time. A whole bunch of blah, blah, blah. They basically said nothing. They didn't answer the question. They just said, oh, well, yeah, we just want the money. We're not going to tell you what means or what things would be repaired or, redone so they don't break.
Now, we are still in the process of working on it. So this is for future money. and order. We know, just out of curiosity, how old are the
Okay,
water
we get
mains?
it. Yeah, we have a lot of old infrastructure, but why we give you more money when we don't know where you spent any of the money for the last 7 years?
45 years, 25 years, all
It all depends. So when you see the bubbly duck
Sorry, did I hit the fast? Just fast forward. I must have.
2 weeks of February that just exploded. So with that being said, this is for future.
My shower.
We can
They might see me just sitting
anticipate,
down
we
watching
heard
live
on the
streaming.
news
Ooh,
numerous
I gotta
times
eat a little
with
something after I
water
finish my
main
stream.
breaks.
I'm hungry.
And they hit at a horrible opportunity.
Hi,
But,
TikTokers.
okay, with
I'm doing the
that,
recap of the
then,
meeting that I
we have
just
a
covered.
question.
You're welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Mayor.
Welcome.
I just have one quick question. I know this is an application for us to apply to wait and see if we receive the money. And God willing, we do, because we sure need it. I just want to know the 500,000, how's it gonna be broken down to where we can monitor that the $500,000 that we receive goes to water, when they break, repair, just simply like each 2 weeks, we can do everything at once. But at least be able to, every 2 weeks, be able to say, out of 500,000, we spent 100,000 in this area, just to make sure all the money goes to water main breaks.
Maybe I should fast
Well,
forward.
that would be in the ideal world, but this project, this grant has to be allocated for water main breaks. We may go back to.
So she says this later in the meeting. Oh, the grants for this, the grants for that. You choose. As city officials, you are choosing which grants you apply for. You are not obligated to apply for this particular grant. So Tracy's question is valid. He's like, well, basically, why can't we put money towards other things? Or they can apply for grants that apply to other things. So instead of answering his question, again, it's just more equivocating and more like, oh, but yeah, but this grant only does this. Yeah, Shirley, but you decide which grants to apply for. And you're not telling the public that. Don't treat us like we're idiots.
Weeks and not have a water main break. And so it's kind of like our.
Oh, sorry.
Application for us to apply to wait and see if we receive the money of 500,000.
And if I know I'm gonna get a break, then it's gonna cost us maybe $100,000 to fix it. We don't know that. We don't know that, but I am saying that this money per year cannot be used to fix the lights on Halsted or on Halsted or Wood Street. That cannot be used to provide a furniture for the city.
Okay, we get it. Yeah. It can only be used for that, but that's because this is what you chose to apply for, Shirley.
I just want to make sure we have some process of monitoring.
Hey, Andy.
We have a financial committee just to see how much we spend, how much we still
Oh,
have.
you're from Chicago, Andy.
Whoa.
Flower aficionado, hit me up. Add me on my main account, Andy.
I guess what I noticed in the past, in which grants and such is that you turn them right around. It still will appear on a bill list. It still will show up, for instance, Calumet Fund, for example, who is in the middle of the city.
Yeah, and then Randall L chips in and says something nonsensical like, "Oh, just look in the bills list." But the bills list that you never share with the public and that doesn't have specific information, no.
Then they could see how much.
It's always about hiding where the money is, y'all.
Be able to determine how much is left or not left, simply by looking at the bills list. That's kind of the record
Andy?
of money spent. Am I right or wrong?
Why wouldn't let me follow you, Andy? Okay, maybe I did. Anyway, send me a message, Andy, on
First of all,
here and then on my main account too.
and this is not an actual question. This is more of a statement.
We're in the debate stage and now it's just a question.
Okay, but it's in the document.
Oh, okay, I'll put my main account in here.
Okay, the one that was had two no more, and they heard one the first day, one the second. And it cost $100,000 to fix repair one, because we had to wait for Congress to come out, and like, oh, okay, and the other one, we had to go under the garage. So, what I wanted to say was that Rick mentioned anywhere from 25 to 45 years, most of the infrastructure is over 100 years
Hey,
old.
Mason Jar.
And if we had 100 years
Cool
ago, we
name.
could not handle the amount of water like the big one.
You found it, yes, it's in my bio.
So that was my question.
Okay, and again, well, this is, as far as the debate, it's a question inquiry. There are ways to determine, but we're already completed with the
Okay.
questions. We've already went around twice. So all I'm seeking right now All I'm asking is for council approval.
Oh, we get it. You want this money because you applied for this grant. And it's so funny how we never see any receipts about how you spend the grant money. So how did you all spend the money in the past? That's why I've said they shouldn't, I would vote no, they shouldn't get any more money. We don't know where that money went.
Apply for the grant. This does not mean we're going to apply for.
They all voted yes. Boo.
CY 2027 Salt Rock Contract Joint Participation Agreement on behalf of the city of Harvey. We are going into.
So this is like some program, I guess, to get a deal on buying rock salt for the winter. Again, not a bad idea, but we already paid a whole bunch of money for this last year. And a lot of streets didn't even get salted this year. And we didn't even have a ton of snowstorms. So where's the freaking salt? And where's the money, our money that was paid to buy the salt? Like, what happened to it? And what, you want to buy more? We don't even know what happened to the stuff you bought last year. This is nuts.
March, we're in the March, we're going into April. Do we need to cheesy over here? Other person, Jennifer.
Thank you. About the rock salt that the city of Harvey currently have in its inventory. The reason for asking is we annually purchase this, and with us not having everything weatherized, winter, as last year, I would think we still be able to purchase this, but maybe a lesser amount. I didn't see the detail of the cost here within the package. So just trying to identify how we cut costs. And since we're earlier on in purchasing this, if we know how much we have, maybe Rick, you could answer, Mr. Secretary, you could answer that, how much we currently have on hand, that we could cut into what we're currently about to purchase, which doesn't be like a pound or a weight or,
Actually, I can answer that. My first week here, we had another snowstorm coming in.
And she gives no answers, you guys. She just says basically, oh, we have to buy all this salt because in the past something happened and we didn't have salt and we had to buy it that moment and they didn't have as much salt. Okay, what happened to the salt you bought last year and the money you spent on that? So she didn't answer anything. Again, stupid. Waste of time, man. Waste of time. And then Rick says, oh, we have this much salt. But okay, then why do you need to buy more?
And especially with the watering breaks, then you have to add more salt to that. Okay, any other questions or debates? Hearing none?
She's like, okay, great. Give me that money. She wants that money.
Maybe number 4.
And unfortunately, they all voted yes. Boo.
She has her own. Madam Clerk.
Oh, there's Ramona, one of the overpaid city workers. Okay, why don't they just fire Ramona? And then for her salary, we could probably bring back like maybe 2 firefighters. I really like the way Keys tries to make it all about himself, how self-absorbed. Oh, Tracy does, you think? I wouldn't think so.
For comments, thank you.
Thank you, Andy. You're so sweet.
the first person is Maya Drewenski.
Yeah, why did they put me as number 1? I think they wanted me to get it over with.
Good evening, everybody. Interrupted. I just have a few comments. I really appreciate having our public comment before the voting as the.
Oh. Okay, I gotta slow me down. I'm a little too fast to understand. If it's too fast, let me know too. I can slow it down, you guys.
Not totally pointless, but I mean, we're not able to give any feedback on what you're voting on. So I think that order seems to, I think should be changed.
My hair and my new suit jacket, my sport coat. It looks cute. I'm happy.
Also, I have been advocating for the aldermen to vote no on all of these ordinances until the books are open to the public and our essential workers are being hired. You're asking our firefighters and police regularly to rely on the sheriff, and especially the firefighters. I mean, the level of disrespect that you're giving, all of you, council, especially the mayor, to neighboring towns is immense. And they will never complain. These guys are and girls are the best of the best. They'll never hear them complain. They will give their life to save you from a burning building. But behind closed doors, they're really pissed because they're tired. Dalton, South Holland, Phoenix, Riverdale, all these other towns, they're fighting our fires for us. That's not right. You need to cut your salaries and rehire these essential workers. The CDBG.
Right. Did you hear that? They are so shameless up there. Again, and no answers. They need to cut their salaries and rehire our firefighters because with mutual aid, whenever we have a fire, which we have a lot of unsolved fires, it's a whole other issue. But other towns are doing most of the work because we only got 3 or 4 guys working on a ship. That is absolutely insane, and it's rude AF. It's just so bad for so many reasons.
I said, why would I say no to that? What did you do with the past CDBG funds? You got grants for fire hydrants? We got a few installed. You've gotten several of those grants the past few years. Where did the money go? Did somebody buy some houses in Florida with them? Or, you know, I mean, where did they go? They certainly go to Harvey because the city looks like crap. The salt.
Yeah, excuse my language. The city looks like crap. But it does. So in other words, no, you don't get more grants. We don't know where the grant money went for the last 7 years. And like I said, it's not being spent on the city because the city looks like trash. Are you fucking nuts? They're all nuts up there. Look at the girl from the staff. She's like, that's okay. As long as I get paid, girl, I'm okay. Well, that's not okay.
I'm so glad that my alderwoman spoke up. She asked the right question. What happened to the money used for last year's salt? We got money for it to buy a whole bunch of salt. So where did the money go? Again, was someone going to a strip club or something with it? Or did they actually buy the salt? Oh, we wouldn't know because the books aren't open to the public. We don't see any receipts or invoices or anything. Oh, see, that's why we need those books open.
Yes, because we need to know where our freaking money is. Ooh, that pisses me off. But our pressure's working, you guys. The pressure is working. I'm proud of us. We gotta keep it on.
This is your chance. A new day. A new day. Also, regarding the Illinois law, as far as becoming the clerk, I submitted a FOIA request. The city said there was no resignation letter handed in by the former clerk. And Illinois law says that resignation should be in writing. So my question is, need to be clarified. Is that resignation legal? And is the new clerk legally appointed? They cannot be verbal. And if I FOIA the city and they say there's no letter, that's a problem. I want to end with, there was supposedly an alleged murder at 157-15 Wilder.
So that was, I'm sorry, what did I say? Lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, and the alleged murder thing. Remember I mentioned that. So I still want to see what exactly is going on with that. Hey, Ryan. Hello, Ryan.
In the mayor's own board, March 4th this week, I'm told by an anonymous source the victim was a 50-year-old black male. The suspect was in red, black, or Latino male. And then the next day, there were 40+ shots fired nearby in retaliation. So are you gonna like solve that? Are you gonna tell us about it? I mean, you pay taxes, right? I pay a lot of property taxes. Are you gonna actually solve the crime? So, you know, let's know what's going on with that.
So let us know, man. You know. And again, at least like if you have a rebuttal to say, oh no, that didn't happen, you know, like, okay, let me know. But my source has never been wrong before. So this anonymous source, you know, nobody wants to speak on the record, by the way, because these freaking asshole politicians are so extremely vindictive. So if you are a city worker, or if you know city workers, or if you know anything, and you say the slightest truth about what's actually happening, yes, it's true. They will try to retaliate against you and or your family and or whatever. You know, I don't say that to make people afraid, because people still need to come forward and have some courage. Let's say a lot of things, but wait, what? Okay, I don't know what that is. Giovanni, interesting profile with the car. Okay. Drew, you look very familiar, Drew. Mary. Which Mary is that? Hi, Mary. Oh, you're in Georgia. What did I say? Yeah, at least give us. Oh, I was saying my source. Yeah. And the reason why why we have to have anonymous sources, or that people that speak off the record is because they're afraid of losing their jobs, anyway, it's total BS. So we need to be told, well, is it true? Did this murder happen? If it did, give us the details and tell us, are you investigating? Do you have suspects? Do you want to describe, any possible suspects? We need information. And then Miss Glyndis comes up and she had some very good comments. I'll just kind of summarize. She talks about passing over the qualified candidates for clerk and saying that the lady who was selected, Janet Rogers, who has the criminal record of financial wrongdoing, she says, okay, she may have been expunged. Her offense may have been expunged, but that doesn't mean that she's exonerated for that. We had all these other candidates that don't have that were qualified and they don't have those things on the record. Then Amir came up.
Good afternoon, City Council. Amir Shakur, speaking for John Black. I wanted to welcome
Hey, Mona. No one can answer questions. Nope. Also, Janet's husband is an alderman. Huge conflict of interest, guys. Yep.
I do want to start by asking one
huge conflict of interest. Inappropriate.
One of your first official duties was you and you selected aldermen sit outside of the development for Charlton homes. In that development, there was a press conference. The minimal press was there. Not a lot of members of the community, and some of the members of the city council were missing. I felt a little bit motivated, and today I visited that development because I thought that maybe I could spend $200,000 on a home in one of the worst areas of Harvey. No infrastructure, no sewage, no anything. But we're building.
Right. Remember that the Sterlington Homes thing they want to charge $180 and more for a new house. Who's going to pay that?
Day office, and it was an abandoned day office. And so Turlington Homes is being run out of an abandoned day office. And we gave this developer millions and millions of dollars in city funds to develop. I'm just questioning.
Like, what in the hell? Why did they give away 10 prime city lots to this developer for? A lot of unanswered questions here, and I agree. Proud of Amir. I'm so glad he came and spoke up. You did a great job, Amir. Thank you.
Did we vet this person correctly? Did we do the due diligence and investigate these developers before we did a press conference announcing our partnership, the city of Harvey, with this developer? Did we even vet and check the criminal history of John Ruff and some of the other folks who were involved in this campaign? I think it's a bad look for the city council, especially the new interim mayor, to be standing in front of a project that wasn't properly researched or vetted. So I'm hoping that going forward that you guys can do your due diligence, really check these people out, and then prior to now, pretty much you owe the community an explanation as far as who the developer is, why did they not meet with the public? Why is it that even when they did meet with the public, how did they get the contracts? Who signed the contracts? How much money were they getting? Have these questions been answered?
And why were there competitive bids for 10 city-owned lots? That means they are publicly owned. City-owned means publicly owned. That means they are our properties, okay, together as, the community. We own them together. Why did you, the elected representatives, give them away to your connected buddies for $1 a lot? Could you imagine that? Shoot. Yeah, I'd love to have a lot for $1. I gave them, practically for free to a company that we can't find any record of them having any history of actually having built any homes. Like, what the hell? And we have all these contractors with businesses in Harvey who live in Harvey who have been trying for years to bid on these properties and buy them so they could fix them up, or the empty lots so they could build homes. And the city always says no. Why? Why won't you sell them to local people who are qualified? Why? Are you taking bribes from people? Is that why you won't sell them to certain people? Because they won't pay you enough bribes? What? We don't know. What are we supposed to think? We're not being told anything.
I'll yield. I got 40 seconds. I'll yield.
Here, a little Miss Thing here. She's for the city. She looks at him. She's like, oh, because now he waits for Shirley to answer to explain the deal.
I'm gonna give 35 seconds.
Nothing. He ain't said
We
nothing.
don't need me speaking. I can't answer.
Right,
They
right.
can't.
Any answers?
Nothing.
Any answers? No answers? Anything?
So community,
Nothing?
when
Mr.
we
Mayor?
change targets, when we change the leadership, the
Wow.
folks here need to have a vetted interest in this community.
Wow.
And they haven't shown us that they're doing that. Now, I see 2 aldermen who have shown us that. And they need to be the leadership of the future. But I would appreciate it that if the next week that you can answer that question.
Yep. Give us some answers, baby. You know what those developers are. Exactly. People that have horrible records of, just criminal behavior.
Good evening, everybody. I live in the 6th Ward. I would like to explain, I would like some explanation on this program that we're getting on the Broadway reproduction program out here on Broadway. I think all of us here at one time or another have driven up Broadway.
Oh yeah. And okay. I don't want to play everything, guys, to summarize, but Michael made some great points. He said, basically, why so much grant money? It's like more than $3 million for a few blocks on Broadway. I totally agree. It doesn't make any sense. Why not use the money to fix streets elsewhere? He also brought up the point. He said, with all these flock safety cameras, which I've talked about before, who has access to them? How can residents see the footage? Yeah, they're creepy. And then he says there's the Metro fence by the North Station, the 147th Sibley Street station. It needs to be fixed. It's been down for months now. And then he said, you know what? City officials, you're not doing your job. If this were like a normal job, you would have been fired because you don't do their job. And I agree. And then Mr. Melville came up after Mike. And he just basically said, he's in the 6th ward. So he said there was a big fire at the building on Halstead. And he said, why is it not boarded up? Why isn't it cleaned up? That whole area looks horrible. And that's Tyrone Rogers' ward, right? Like, he's always bragging about it. It's like, there's nothing to brag about. It looks horrible. And then he also said Jedediah Brown is a menace. He should not be welcome in Harvey, and mentioned that because Jedediah had previously accused Melville of frequenting, of going to the prostitutes, to buy services from them. Prostitutes that Melville has complained about on Halstead. So of course he said that's not true. I was offended, and but that's what Jedediah Brown said. No answers. The room is silent. Exactly. Yep. No freaking answers, man. So that was Melville. Then Shirley responds to a few of the comments. Let's skip to that.
Once the records, we have a lot of time to review them. Now, I could not respond for a long time. As far as public comments, they should go before the time we voted.
Right, that is what my comment was. I said, why don't we have public comments before votes are taken? What does she say about that?
2025, when I was mayor pro tem, I attempted to do that. And everyone said, no, we didn't get the council approval. The council approved it, they liked it this way. But I did give it a time, and I did try to put the comments beforehand. Secondly, the corruption.
Okay, so that didn't answer the question. You tried in 2025. It's not 2025. And this is a different situation. So just freaking do it. You literally decide the agenda, Shirley. I mean, she shouldn't have that much power over it, but she basically is deciding the agenda. So just do it. Move it around. Stop making excuses, man. You wanted the job. Now do it.
In Illinois, absolutely there was corruption. And I'm confident there is. But
talking about the appointment of the interim clerk, who has a horrible reputation of, as far as with the finances and just corruption allegations on multiple boards.
We talk about people's background, whether it was expunged or whether it's no longer on their record. We've all had things in our background. And if we don't, then let me ask you this. How many people think that the senator should run again? How about the Senate?
Not everyone has backgrounds of convictions of like financially related crimes. Like I said, it was something with fraud that she did. The new interim clerk, like it's ridiculous.
Congressman, once the records, you can have a record in the state of Illinois and not apply and not be disqualified to run for office. You can have it expunged, you can have it removed from your record. But
Janet, the lady right here, she's on with the clerk because her husband, who's right here, he's an alderman. They all work together, and if you want somebody to help you steal money and cover it up, Janet's your girl. Allegedly. She and her buddies who were making nothing but trouble got a past governor of Illinois to pardon her. It doesn't change the fact that she was convicted of a financial crime, but you guys, you can't make this stuff up. They all got together to get her a pardon so they could get her back on the boards controlling money for them. Yep.
I'm going to tell you that what I will stand by my decision with this clerk. This clerk has shown that she has been on a board member of District 510 and what.
Hey, no apologies. What's up, girl?
52. There has been no foul play on that.
Wait, what?
There are District 510 and 152. There has been no foul play on that.
There's been no foul play. Girl, she's been on 152 board for so many years, Shirley. And there were $1.5 million worth of chicken wings stolen. And one kitchen worker went to jail for it. And that was it. No one on that board took responsibility. How do you steal $1.5 million worth of chicken wings, of food that children cannot even eat because it has bones? Not only that, it was during COVID. So they weren't in the schools, they were home. Don't tell me this woman who was on that board, who has a past conviction for a financial crime, knew nothing about that? Surely. Then obviously you're in on the scam, girl.
We're talking about the Turning Home projects.
What a
The
mess.
Turning Home, that was interesting. I wrote that down. The day office is not there. I will look into that.
You'll look into it. Yeah, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you take competitive bids? Why was this pushed through? Why was this so secretive and pushed through like an abusive spouse, pushes his girlfriend like down the stairs for no reason. You know what I mean? Like this council is just freaking dirty AF. Like get your shit together. You don't even have good excuses. Oh, I guess I'll look into it. No, that company that you gave those 10 lots to for $10, giving away our public property, they should have talked to the public before. They should have been vetted and gotten scrutinized intensely. That's a lot of property to get. Or what you could have done, to be fairer, is you could have instead, and you should do this, take all those, at least 450 plus parcels that the city owns, that is our publicly owned property, and fairly put together a system, have people submit bids and have it all be open. You could do it by lottery. You can do it however, there's different ways you can do it so that it's fair. But like just those 10 lots, give the 10 lots to 10 different people that are contractors in Harvey. and see what they do with it and give them stipulations. You know, they only have whatever 2 years, you know, to build a house or do something, whatever, but give our people a chance. Stop giving our public land and our resources away to out-of-towners for quick cash, Shirley and City Council.
We talk about the grant, how come we're not using the Broadway project? We cannot pick and choose grant money. They will allocate grant money for this particular street. And that.
And the, sorry, hold on. It's a joke attending these city council meetings, lying in our faces like we're stupid. Right. They weren't even good. They don't even have valid excuses. Their excuses are so shitty. So tired of them talking to us as if we were kids. Show some respect to the residents. Exactly. Like, I know not everybody understands all the details of government. I don't either. You know, I'm always learning. But try to include people. Explain people. Leave more time in the process and include everybody. Stop shutting out the locals. That's what really pisses me off. They shut out all the locals. Didn't Rogers say last meeting we get the money and figure the rest out later? Yes, he did. There's like, if you listen to him often enough, they really do tell themselves, don't they? He's just like, just give me the money. He just wants his money. It's like, do you even know what the money's for, where it's going? Well, we certainly never know because they don't tell us. She's lying. That's all they can do is cover up things at Harvey because people checking up behind them. But yep. And the pressure we're bringing is working, you guys. The pressure we're bringing publicly on social media at the meetings, it is working. They are afraid. They are scared. We cannot give up. And I'm telling you that because you know what? I'm the first one to say I get overwhelmed. I get tired. There's so much to do. You know, we all have our day jobs. You know what I mean? But we cannot give up. It really does work. Thank you guys. Thank you for everybody who's sticking around on TikTok as well. If you're just joining again, we're doing a recap of the Harvey City Council meeting. Wow, just give me the money and I'll explain later. Exactly. You know what? This would be no different. Maybe next time I want to comment more about the properties because how they do this, I feel like it's like in real estate. Like if I'm hiring a contractor, let's say to do some plumbing work, it's like, well, okay, the estimate for the work is $1,800. You know, you just give me the $1,800. You know, I mean, out like I'm so good. Like I'm so good. I'll do the work. It'll be so awesome. Like, no, you're not. I'm not going to give you all that money first. You know, I might give you like, we can negotiate, especially if you haven't done any work for me before. I might only give you like a little bit, like maybe 300 to start off or something. You know what I mean? But like, you got to have some fairness, some transparency, man, some back and forth. They don't want any of that. They act like we're uneducated. Right. Yep. We're all just stupid and poor, stupid poors, you know, to be that just are going to take whatever they give us. This pisses me off. And then in this last one, I stopped her because she was making excuses. She's like, "Oh, we can't use the money for Broadway for something else because it's not in the grant." You idiot! It's because that's what you applied for. You apply, Shirley. You and the city council choose that. No, I want to say city council. Ramona Simpson and what's her name, Korean Davis, who are not even elected. They're more than likely the ones that are making these decisions. They decide which grants to apply for. So listen to the freaking people and say, oh, you're right. You know what? Well, we shouldn't do this project. We'll return that money or we'll figure out something else to do with it. And we're going to start asking the people first before we apply for grants. Could you imagine that? Wow. Actually take feedback from your residents. They've told you for how many years now? They do not want you spending money on stupid, frivolous stuff. $3.2 million for 2 blocks of the city when you have whole blocks that look like war zones. You know, you can't even drive on the street. That's probably not the best use of money. Are you all freaking idiots? Like, obviously, even a 3-year-old child could understand this. So don't yell at us like we are little, you know, stupid children that are naughty and need to sit in the corner and say, we can't use that money because it's, you know, it's for this grant. Yeah, you idiots, because you applied for that grant. So that's your fault. Your residents are telling you they don't want that work done. There's other work they want done. And you, for 7 years under Clark and now under Drewenski, and like I said, involving people that aren't even elected, Korean Davis and Ramona Simpson, you don't listen. You're cruel, you're stupid, you're conniving. Yeah, you know, we're tired of it. We're going to keep fighting back until you freaking figure it out and do the right thing and listen to people. Some places you have to put up a bomb before you can do the work, right? Yep. We're tired of political games, acting like we don't care about our city. We do care. Exactly. We care. People have been speaking for years and saying what they want. And the problem is the politicians aren't listening. They're applying for the grants that they want. Surely it's not because the problem isn't with the grant. Because like I said, you guys applied for it. Why did you apply for it in the first place? Especially if it's something that we don't want. Rude idiots.
That's what we have to use if we choose to apply for that grant in Harvey. And we go after it. Same thing like when we did anything and use it for that amount of money. We do know we're at a deficit here, right? We do know we do not.
Actually, we don't, because you haven't opened the freaking book, Shirley. I thought this was supposed to be a new day. New mayor, new day. Oh, no, it's the same thing as under Clark. You're still hiding where the money's been going.
We have the money.
No, we don't.
We talk about the fire department, we talk about the police department, we talk about the street department, we talk about the water department.
Right.
I'm telling you, we're bringing people back slowly. We have a targeted date. I brought
Really? Oh, are you? So you're bringing employees back slowly?
back one fireman, one police officer, one public works.
Really?
We partnered up with municipalities around.
Okay, so we got that on the record. So let's find out, right? Let's ask around. Let's figure out. She said she rehired one police, one fire, one public works. Let's see. You know, maybe it's true. Maybe it's true. Now, that's not nearly enough. I say fire Korean Davis, and that's like, well, she's making 6 figures and she drives home a city car every night, even though she lives next door in South Holland. Well, shoot, by the time you return that leased car and you get rid of that 6-figure salary, I mean, she's the city administrator and the city looks like shit. So get rid of her. You could hire back 3 firefighters probably for her salary, her benefits, and her city car. Boom. You see how fast you can fix problems when you actually give a shit and you care and you listen? I just rehired a few city essential workers for us. Get rid of Korean Davis's ass. She doesn't need to be in there. What does she do for a city administrator? Because I could take a 1-year-old child and we could drive around the whole city or walk around and they could tell me that it looks horrible. So don't be making any fancy words. She does a sucky job as city administrator. Just say it. Let's just be real and say it. She's a horrible, horrible human being because of how she treats people, but also she's just bad at her job. And that's just objective. Look at the city. It looks like fucking trash. Korean Davis needs to be fired immediately. Take her salary and hire back firefighters and police. Are essential workers, but mostly I'm focusing on the firefighters because anyway, it's just, you know what I mean. It just, they're screwing everything up. Think about it like this: 13 months until the change again happens. Yeah, so we're gonna stay on it, man, until and after the elections. We got to keep people accountable.
Here talked about the dumping in the high grass. Markup has volunteered your trucks to come into Harvey starting tomorrow and picking up the dump sacks.
Oh, I missed something. Hold on. She's talked about the cameras. I missed that. Wait, we go back.
We talk about the water department.
Right.
I'm telling you, we're bringing people back slowly. We have a targeted date. I brought back one fireman, one police officer, one public works. We partnered up with municipalities around here. Talked about the dumping in the high grass. Markup has volunteered your trucks to come into Harvey starting tomorrow and picking up the dump stack spots.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No, that was
Over 38 dumping They went in and cleaned, they got away, take a picture of the license plates. Okay, well, that's with the video.
One resident said, yeah, I did take pictures and I called the police when people are dumping and basically nothing gets done. So y'all don't do anything. All those aldermen, they make $44,000 a year. What are they doing? All the city staff that's still working for the city, they're making the big bucks. What the F are you doing? What do you do? What do you do? We're paying you and we give you wonderful benefits and you get pensions. What the heck are you doing for that?
And the police won't take it, come to the city and I'll take a look at it. And I will get the chief over there.
Really? Oh, okay. Well, we'll see, Shirley. Uh-huh. Yeah, you've been saying that for 7 years too.
Take a look at it. Because we are in this together. It is so easy to sit there and say, well, you know, the chicken place needs to be cleaned up. The chicken place was cleaned up last week. Am I correct? When you had told me?
What chicken place? I don't know what she's talking about.
We got it cleaned up. Well, it's messed up again. Well, is that our fault? Is that your fault?
Yeah, it is your fault, Shirley, because you don't open up the city books. We might have a lot of extra money in there that we could use to help keep the city clean. And also, you know what's the number one thing that helps keep the city clean? When the city doesn't hoard hundreds of properties and let them sit empty, falling apart and decaying. When you know what would help? If the city would allow our residents and our resident contractors, of which we have many, to bid and buy and fix up the properties. Because when you have occupied properties, you have less dumping because you have more people and more eyes on the city. Why do you think we have problems with dumping, Shirley? Because you won't allow people to get these properties unless they're paying someone money, or there's some connection, there's some sort of favor or something going on. We're not told what it is. Sometimes people will find out, but there's some sort of, shady or illicit or something, allegedly, connections that go on. Yeah, that's your fault. You represent the city now, Shirley. You wanted the power, just like I told Clark. You wanted it, now you have it. Stop with the excuses.
In the first ward, I put garbage cans around. We have garbage cans, and that's it. You know, we are in this together.
Great, you did. Okay, you put garbage cans.
Everyone has a right to be disappointed.
Yeah,
but
we are.
There's not a person here. Somebody said, well, you know,
Jacob, cute picture.
If you did what you did here in your full-time job.
This is Mike's comment. Now she's like, I'm offended.
That's to that. Because I put my heart and soul in this job. This is a part-time position. I am not here part-time.
Sorry, guys. Catch up with the comments here. We said they can take that 25K times 6 equals 150K. None of these aldermen should get that 25K and put it back into the communities to hire emergency workers. Exactly. Boom. Do you know how fast it takes me? I don't have a degree in accounting. You don't need one. These problems are easy to fix, you guys. Guess what? They don't want to fix the problems because they have access to money that they don't want to give up. How can you bring people back if we are distressed? Where will the money come from? Oh, yeah, but you had given one, like an example of an answer. Yeah. You can no longer fill out a form on the city website to make a complaint because the website states subscription has expired. Oh, no way. That system. I remember when Clark first came in, he was so huge on that, but then they just wouldn't listen to it. I don't believe anything they say. I don't either, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the like button. Thanks, no apologies. Yes, please do like and subscribe. Yay. Yeah, she has garbage cans, but no one empties the cans. Emergency workers need to come back. Yes, totally. But wait, Mike, she's going to respond to your comment now.
Staff people, we're getting so short-handed. They're doubling up. We have our seniors standing in line here. More.
Oh, cry me a river. Oh, the staff people, they're fire Ramona, fire Korean Davis.
Understanding.
They don't do their jobs anyway. Cut your salary, Shirley. Stop using those 2 patrol officers that you took off the street, allegedly, to be your security. Well, that would save a lot of money right there, wouldn't it? Oh, no, but we can't do that. They don't want to fix the problem, folks. They benefit from the problem.
In trying to work with all of us, we have extended the vehicle stickers for until April 15th.
Oh, you get the award for Angel of the Year. I mean, okay, yeah, that's like the bare minimum.
Because we understand the lines. We understand we're shorthanded. We're not some cold, malicious people here trying to make.
These are I love her responses. They're too juicy, you guys. I don't even care about the alderman said. Just the stuff that Shirley said was too crazy today. Drop the mic on Mike's comment, right? He was right. He was right. They would all be freaking fired if this were like a normal, like fairly evaluated job. They all should be fired. They should be recalled.
Time off you. We are all in this together. I pay my taxes just the way you pay your taxes.
Okay, but I don't get a city salary like you do. I don't get security guards and a private car to be driven around like you do. I don't get access to all the city information and the city financial information like you do. So no, Shirley, we're not alike.
But unfortunately, we do not have everyone here paying taxes.
Girl, stop. That is what we call red herring. It's a distraction. So stop using that line.
And we have to work together. So I'm not going to sit back and have a bunch of people say, you know, what we're not doing, what we are doing. We talk.
Oh, poor Shirley. Oh, a bunch of people. How dare we criticize her, poor Shirley, poor city council. No. It must be so rough because she already has a pension from her South Suburban job, and now she makes this fat salary and has a pension from being in government, and she gets her health care and everything from the city, you know, and she gets driven around. I mean, she's a tough life, you guys. Like, you have to understand, be nice to Shirley, okay? I mean, this is better than Netflix, folks.
About the cameras. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say, okay, world, here's the cameras. Everyone can look. Criminals, look and see if you see your license plates. Put your license plates. Come on. Open up the books. Pardon me.
You're not gonna share the bro. Those cameras are such a scam. Okay, they're hooked up to AI. They can read faces, license plates, and cars. So what they can do by connecting via AI through these AI databases is, let's say they could pick up. I'll pick on Diana. So they could pick up and they could say, oh, at 9:43 a.m. Oh, and they can put it automatically in the sorry, your camera work is excellent. Oh, tonight? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. But I could put in they can put it in automatically now, because the cameras nowadays, this is not like your old CCTV cameras. This is what you have to understand. With AI, remember the guy Peter Thiel, the evil gay man that he was closeted, but thank God someone outed him. But he's like this evil man. He runs a company called Palantir. He's a billionaire. And if you look up his quotes, and he says, he's very open about it. He's like, we will create a world in which you will be surveilled and you will be controlled. So you will always do the right thing because we will always be watching and we will make sure you do the right thing. It's saying that, like, you know, what the rich want you to do. So they're not hiding what kind of world they want to make. So this is not your grandma's CCTV. Everything is linked up. So I could put in a system, okay, follow Diana. So one flock safety camera picks her. Okay, she leaves her house in this car because we recognized her face, her plate, and her vehicle. She leaves her car at 9:43 a.m. She drives to Midlothian. A Midlothian flock safety camera. Oh, because by the way, did you know that they talk to each other? Oh, I bet you Shirley didn't tell you that, did she? So anybody else or any other town that has a flock safety camera, they can talk and they can access each other's systems. So now, let's say Midlothian, now a lot of residents are complaining in towns all over the country, and they're pulling the contracts and they're pulling the cameras. So I mean, things are changing, thank God. But let's just say Midlothian still has the cameras or whatever, they got them. So they'll say, oh, she stops at, you know, blah, 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 blah address in Midlothian at, you know, 10:53 a.m. Then the cameras follow her, let's say to Crestwood, to Home Depot. Oh, in Crestwood. Oh, and then again, Harvey has access to Crestwood's flock safety cameras too. So Shirley up there is sitting and she's like, oh, Diana went to Home Depot. She can see what you bought in the store. Let's say you bought something very valuable from Home Depot. Oh, okay. At 11:18, Diana came out of the Crestwood Home Depot and she put this in her car. And then okay, and then they follow you, they can follow you again. They're looking at your face, your plates, and your car. Oh, okay. And then she drove and then she got gas in Blue Island. Flock safety cameras picked her up there. And remember, Shirley and the Harvey police have access to all this because it's all a system that talks to each other. Oh, and then she stopped at her friend's house, and the cameras also picked up her friend, and they picked up her address in Blue Island. And then she went home, and you know, got home at this time. And then we know where her address is, and we know where her garage is, and now we know she has this XYZ ABC valuable stuff that she just bought at Home Depot. Is this what you want? Do you want people being able to track you like that? And then if you thought that was bad, so then imagine like if someone wanted to like steal something, you know what I mean? Like I said, they know exactly what you did. They're not just monitoring your car just within Harvey. This is a system of cameras that people around the nation are rebelling against because one, they're expensive, but two, it's a really creepy ass surveillance system. So it talks to each other. They can literally follow you. They could follow you to the north side of Chicago and figure out the address of where your, I don't know, you know, lover lives or to say or whatever, you know. But it's really, really creepy, you guys. This is not like a typical CCTV. It all talks to each other. And then get this through AI, they can run Diana and Shirley or the Harvey police can, you know, like the guy that choked me out, one of that Harvey police officer can sit there and be like, okay, let's run through this AI database. Okay, so Diana, according to Diana, we know it's her. We identified her face and her license plate and her car. This is her credit score. Oh, and we see some medical records. She has this particular health issue. Okay. Okay. Da, 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 da. You know, can you imagine? Like, so they have access. This is all a part of that system of those cameras. Now, they're not going to tell you that, but I'm telling you that because I've done research into this, and you can feel free, Google it. It's all over, and they have some great YouTube exposés on these flock safety cameras, but it's creepy as shit, and they're lying to you. They're not telling you. Shirley didn't do well. No, she didn't. She's fun to watch, though, when she babbles like this. Oops. And she served 80 days, 180 days. Shirley did? What? Boy, you got to tell us about that. I didn't know that.
Open up the books. People say open up the books. Let me ask you, what government opens up their books to the residents?
This is the best. Why would she say that? Shirley, literally, it is public service. It's not a private company. This is not your family like my family did, you know, in the 40s, who started selling flowers on the side of the road in Harvey and eventually grew to a grocery store. But that was their private business. This is public. You're public servants. Of course you're supposed to be open. Like, why would she say that to people in public? That was crazy. Roger served 180 days. Oh, yeah. I think I was gonna say not Janet, I think went to jail. I didn't think Shirley did.
All of them.
The honest government does. The honest one does.
All of them.
It's honest.
By the way, side note, Christopher Clark's mother, I don't know who she's with, but is still sitting up in front, like special royalty or something. I don't understand what's going on with that. I don't understand. I mean, I know her son's no longer around, but that is just kind of something I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. I mean, I guess at least she's not sitting up in front like by the city council anymore. But like, I don't understand. She was never elected, but they treat her as if she's like an elected celebrity. It's kind of bizarre to me.
Now let me ask you something. Do they open it up to every single person at every time?
Yes.
Yes, Shirley.
Put it online.
Put it on the website.
Put it
Is our
online.
financial
You can.
statement and our audits on the website?
Most
Yes.
people we all had a record.
Audits are on the website.
Invoice.
Right.
Everything
Bank
you need
statement.
to know, open
Receipt.
up the books. Well, the books are open.
The books are not open, Shirley. Get out of here. Clark's brother, Dino. Okay, yes. I did meet him years ago. Okay. I thought maybe that was him because I remember he was a tall guy, real low, strong voice, kind of like Chris. Okay, got it. So he must be in town from Arizona because really their homes are in Arizona, but that's a whole other issue. Allegedly.
The books are open.
No, they're
Just look for them.
No.
Shirley, crazy girl.
No.
We are in the process of doing our audits.
Lies.
I just signed the contract.
Oh, yeah.
To start the next audit process. But there is not a person here that is not doing their best. Most of you guys know every time.
Oh, really? Are you? Baby. That's my baby, Shirley. Our baby city council. Are you doing your best? Are you doing your best? Like, that's how I talk to my dog, Shirley. Like, you guys you make just as much sense. Okay, this is ridiculous. You are not doing your best. You hide. You tell us nothing about what is going on in the city. Everything's top secret. You still are targeting people like me who ask basic questions, and the city looks like garbage. So don't insult our intelligence and say you're all doing your best. Like, get them out of here, okay? Whatever.
From South Suburban College 3 years ago. I've been here since February 1st, practically every single day. Your aldermen have been meeting with me, and I am so excited. I asked you, you have issues, go to your aldermen. They know they can come to me. They know they can bring their concerns to me. They know they can call me on a Friday night if they have an issue. And I respond to them. And
Really? How's that work for the past 7 years, Shirley? Since you've been in office, Cheryl? How's that been working? Because we get a lot of complaints from your residents that you don't do nothing. Even when they do call you.
The cameras, you know what's really disappointing? Those cameras are very, very expensive. Those cameras are safety nets, not spying nets. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, you can come and look at my house every time. I have nothing to hide. So,
Anyway, I explained the whole thing to you. No, don't buy it. It's a lie.
I'm not worried about a camera.
And it's a huge waste of money. It's $2.3 million.
Our residents are shooting them out.
Good.
And I say good because you know what? I'm not trying to advocate violence here, but I'm just saying because they're smart, because they know that they're using the cameras to spy on people. If you all were using all those cameras, there's already a whole bunch that were put up across the city, within the past few months. I see them everywhere. Then we would have no crime if they truly were being used to solve crime. They're not people, again, newsflash, they don't care about us. They don't care about solving crimes. They're there to take money and resources away from us. They don't care. However, they will use the cameras to spy on us and to get intelligence on their opponents. Now, they will use that for them.
Now we laugh. But
You
it's
don't solve
sad.
crimes with them.
They're shooting them out. Your neighbors
Yeah, 'cause you're
shooting
spying on
out those
people.
cameras. That's
Bad
your
management,
safety.
very bad management. Very, very, very.
Our police department has an automatic crime center. And we're gonna be
Not
showing
sure.
you in the public, once we get it all run and operating
We should see if they move the
100%.
camera. Good question.
Our aldermen went to go see that crime center, and it's put down.
Good question. Very good question. That crime center is also a piece of shit and a waste of money. $2.3 million for a 5-year contract for those cameras? No, no. You know what works? If you have to have the traditional police model, you know what the research shows time and time again? You know what works the best for crime prevention? Having good, accountable. That's the problem. That's why I don't usually trust the police, because they're very, very rarely accountable to citizens. But if you're going to do the traditional police thing, you have to have, honest, accountable, trained officers, that actually do the right thing. Don't have people that are just like trigger happy. Put them on walking beats. Put them on bikes. They could be in a car, but they need to go in and regularly check on businesses and residents and get to know them and establish relationships. That is what works. Not paying $2.3 million for a 5-year contract for some creepy ass cameras where they can look up, they can follow you wherever you go at whatever time of day, and it's all automated. And all those videos and information about you when they look you up in the AI systems can go right to Shirley's phone or right to Charles the Choker, Derek Charles, the one who choked me in 2024, and go right to his phone too. Are you really going to trust those people? It's a freaking huge waste of money. Use that money, cancel the contract, like Oak Park recently did, by the way. Those residents rebelled and they made him cancel the contract. They canceled the contract. Take that money, pay some more officers, some good officers, have them do a walking beat downtown Harvey. See, that actually would work.
So people are not sitting back and saying, okay, you're all by yourself. You got a phenomenal team here. And we are trying to do our best. So
Girl, no, you're not. Stop lying.
I promise you, I've got a few more things, and then I'll forego my meeting.
Hey, Moody.
We're working with our community.
Hi, Sunny.
We got Markham coming in with 3
Yeah,
trucks.
Markham, blah, 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 whatever. Okay.
This and dumping. And
I already told you about that, Shirley. That's your fault. It's because the city won't sell the properties to locals so they can fix them up. Whenever you have empty properties, no one's watching. That's what encourages dumping. The city will never have enough money to have people, or even with cameras, to have enough resources to monitor every square inch. The only way other communities deal with that successfully is because they don't have all these vacant properties. If you don't have eyes on it, it just makes sense. And a lot of the properties already look horrendous. So of course people are going to dump. It's just an open invitation. You have to start selling these properties, Shirley. So remind me, and Diana, you could remind me because you know real estate too. I've got to start making more videos about that and bugging them for the next city council meeting. There's no way around it. Clark refused to do it, but maybe under Shirley, maybe we can get her to change. They've got to start selling these properties. That's the only way to get over this dumping problem. I'm telling you, it's the only way to do it. Because you have to have eyes. Community is our need people. We are severely depopulated. We're less than half of our peak population. We're less than 20,000. And Harvey peaked about 40,000.
Yeah, and you
So, I mean, we gotta keep our eyes open. Years, twice a year, it comes out once again. April 6th is from your items in front of. Explain the reason.
The reason being is that we're trying not to have people, contractors,
Is less likely to hurt. You cannot put it out.
And she was talking about like the
The
spring cleanup days, whatever. Okay. But that's not the solution to cleaning up the community. You have to get rid of the vacant properties. You need eyes. You need people occupying the buildings and the property, Shirley. There's no shortcut to that. That you have to do that.
This will be not that one. You see it, and we will fifth and sixth, the first material. We have the equipment for. Please call Ramona.
And then she said, Alderman, you want to talk to me? Call Ramona, whatever. Now you sound like Clark.
We're gonna make it where you can actually see it. I don't know if you've been on the website, sometimes it gets a little confusing. But we are definitely working on that. So as you can see, in definitely 2-3 weeks, we have been doing a lot. I have been definitely in communication with the people in the state. This week, hopefully it will materialize. I will have a meeting with the governor's office.
And I hope the governor tells you to kick rocks until you open the book, Shirley. Open the damn books. Why should you get a bailout when you all have been hiding where the money's been for 7 years? Get out of here. All right, I'm going to fast forward through this. So Key basically just said, trim your plants now. We should rehire essential workers. Chapman said finances are out of order. She did say that her yes votes were to keep the city moving, not approving of city finances. I still think that everybody should vote no, though, until they open the books and rehire the essential workers. Because, like I said, no. If you waste money, if I hire a plumber to do a job one time and I pay him and he doesn't do the job, hey, Michael, hi, cutie. Michael, message me on my main account. I still want to talk to you. But if I hire a plumber and he doesn't do the job, or I'm not able, because remember, if I can't verify, that's where we say open the book, see the receipts. If I can't verify, thank you, Michael. If I can't verify that the job is done, then it's useless, right? Then I'm just going to assume it didn't get done or didn't get done correctly. So if I paid the plumber and then I can't check to see that the job was done, would I just keep paying the plumber for other jobs that I can't verify were done correctly? No, that's idiotic. That's why they should be voting no to everything. Randall All said, call me. Meetings are not the time to ask questions. Okay. And then he said again, the audits are opening the books. No, they're not. The audit company literally said, and I read from the first 2 pages, they said, we cannot verify the water fund, the general fund, and everything because Harvey didn't give them the information. So how are you going to say the audit is telling us where the money is when the auditors themselves said we don't have the information? That's ridiculous. It's just no more stupid answers. And then I confronted Randall at the end of the meeting because one of his, at least one, if not more, of his residents, said, oh, yeah, I've contacted him before. He never gets back to me. Alderman Smith said, blames the fireman problem on the pensions. That's not totally accurate, though. Ask the alderman your questions. Yeah, that's, again, it doesn't answer anything. Outsiders are coming and telling us what to do. And then, oh, this is great. She said, you should be grateful people want to build on Turlington. And people were like reacting negatively to that. And then talking down to the residents again. And then Alderman Rogers, the only note I have was that he just said, like, I keep my ward clean, which is like, no, you don't. Hey, Chihuahua, I messaged you on Snap. Okay, good. I'm glad you found me. You missed the, I'm doing the wrap up of the meeting tonight. They were ridiculous tonight. It was crazy. It was entertaining.
Being employed here because we do have other cities, we have relationships, we thank God.
Thank you very much.
So no, and if you have concerns, a lot about Google it, deliver, fact, because we always tell, okay, who is one voice, your voice, that's all. Banks sit there for what, 10 years, a decade, didn't make a dime. I looked that up on property taxes, we made about 30,000.
I want to find where she made her comment. It was so good. You're definitely. City Council was entertaining, Chihuahua. They're crazy.
All the negativity, you should be even great about it.
Oh, listen. Here it is. She's gonna tell us blue V-neck poppy. What, you like it or you don't like it? The blue V-neck. She's going to tell us that we should be We should be grateful. You better be great. Let's listen. Let's listen. This will be so good. No apologies. I'm gonna catch up with the comments, guys. Oh, you like it? Thanks, Chihuahua. Thank you. Now you know the governor ain't gonna tell her to open them books when he's doing wrong himself. That's my fear. But I really hope that they don't get that bailout, man. I really don't. When she said that, I was done. Same here. I'm like, Talani, you have no shame. Like, you don't do anything. You get paid to do nothing. You got great health insurance. You know, she might even be vested, at least partially, to get her pension, her government pension. Like, girl, you don't do anything. She's nasty. Yep. Did you notice when she's talking, she's looking at the farmers, Mary's mother, while she, the former mayor's mother. Oh, okay. At Chris Clark's mom. Oh, okay. Okay. I think I did kind of notice that. Kickback City. Exactly. Okay. Are we ready for it? Listen. Listen.
But we always complaining about that. It's not even any money. So I want to know, you should be even grateful somebody was investing into our city because all the negativity and all the that you got in your room, that's in this community. Y'all, with crab mentality. People are watching. If I was in West Side, no money. That's right.
Oh. Well, look. Criminal number 1 and criminal's mother number 2. So Clark's mom claps and then Tyrone claps. Sorry, allegedly. Now remember, we had to pay $400,000 as taxpayers because Tyrone was accused of by a suit because he was on the 152 board with his wife, school board. He was accused by a superintendent of threatening to like beat her ass or something, like made a threat, of physical harm, because the superintendent wanted a forensic audit because she didn't trust the finances of the board under Tyrone Rogers and his wife Janet Rogers. Now, why in the world would you threaten to or say you're due for an ass whooping or whatever he told her? Why would you threaten this woman if you literally hired her to make sure the school district is running properly? She saw suspicious things. She wanted a forensic audit, which is like a really, really thorough audit. And then you threaten her physically. And then this man, who is supposed to have any respect for this man? Diana, that's your alderman, okay? He is like a joke. He's a joke with some big hair. Did she say crabs in the bucket? Oh, did she? Wait, I don't know. I didn't hear it. Let's go. We could go back a little bit though. Let's see. But this man, and like I said, and Clark's mom too. It's like, do you have shame? Where is the shame? That's what I want to know. It's just like these MAGA racists, right? Like we always know there were certain people that were just racist and nasty people. But it's like when people start saying stuff now, and there's no like at least like have a little shame and be like, oh, I know that that's nasty and I shouldn't say it. But it's like, dude, your son literally raped and pillaged this city for 7 fucking years. He's gone, but then you're going to stick around and then you're going to sit in the front row and get treated like royalty? I'm sorry, but no. You're not royalty. Sweetheart, you're not like the queen. He was a horrible man and a horrible mayor. Do not sugarcoat it. And then she and Talani are no. Oh no. That is not what we need in the city. Get out of here with that. What did she? Yeah, she said a crab mentality. And I say that with no disrespect to, like I know we talked about the whole thing of like, you have a death, blah, 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 blah. There's nothing to do with that. It just has to do with the fact that Clark was absolutely horrible. He was a man that raped and pillaged the city. And his buddies are still doing it right now. They're sitting right there. Honestly, I can see that mother running for office. Oh, Lordy be Jesus, help us. Woo. Across the city, or $400,000 for exactly out of your tax money. So when this dude shows up in his fake ass suits, okay, and his shiny car SUV with the tinted windows that just got waxed, and his license plate that says Alder 6 because he's the alderman of the 6th ward. Apparently, he thinks he got a vanity plate because that's how much he thinks that position was owed to him. Okay, that's Tyrone Rogers, and he has his fake suits on and his lit up name tag, which actually I think is kind of cool. I don't mind people that dress kind of cool like that, you know what I mean? But I don't like his attitude, and he behaves like a pimp. That even though he's done all this harm in the community and sold out all these girls, you might as well say us, right? The residents, sold out all these girls and treated them horribly. That you should still come and kiss the ring, and he should still have power and money. Like, get out of here with that. So. And that's all she wrote, folks. That was it. Unless it was do we want to catch Randall L again? Let's see if we can catch Randall L. And I did briefly. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. There he is.
Okay. Anything you can tell us.
Listen to this about the fires. Listen.
Sorry, guys. But it's always like they rush us out like we're. Come on.
The director of public works, Rick Seppet.
Okay, so no, because a lot of people are.
Detective Barbie says, "Oh, I can't tell you anything about the arson investigations. You have to talk to the chief." I'm like, okay, this is what he looks like. So Detective Barbie, I'm told, one of my sources says he's supposed to be investigating the arsons. So then later I talked to the chief and he's like, "Oh, talk to this other guy." Like, that's what I mean. Like, they're just clowns, okay? Oh, there's your guy again. Wait. Hold on. I want to find your guy again. There he is, Diana. Oh, and Mike, there's your guy. There he is.
We're making a little bit of progress.
Glad to hear it.
Oh my God, he's so fake though, guys. Okay, and then Dominique, listen to this.
Amanda asks you. She's here all the time.
Guess what?
She's you so. Well, no, it's not.
Bring him to me. See him do that. Then send that recording to me.
No, to you, to your face.
No, I said, did you see him do that?
No, Dad has already talked to you so many times. Amanda asks you. She's here all the time.
Guess what?
She's watching the live and she called you out, dude.
Guess what?
No. She said, wait, who said all that? No. She called you out.
Say what I'm about to say?
Amanda called you out.
I
She
got
said
the
you don't
email,
answer.
sir, about communication. So you keep that one.
No. Amanda,
I got
are you
receipts.
watching this? You hear your alderman?
Amanda, you know I always respond to your emails.
Girl, you better call him out.
Please.
He says he always responds to he's a liar. Amanda, you better come out with some, okay? Bring out those receipts, girl. Because your alderman says, I always answer. We have it on video, okay? So we want to see the receipts.
Say that you have never contacted me and I've not gotten back to you. I have the emails also, so you can let Ryan gas up and do what he want to do. I don't know if he get paid for
that was
clickbait,
her,
but I'm facts over here.
I don't get paid.
I get paid, bro. You get paid,
bro. You guys get the salary. I don't get paid for anything. You guys pay $44,000, bro.
Hey, Amanda, is it okay if I share the emails?
Yeah, or you can share them, Amanda, if you want.
Ask him to for you.
No, she'll probably share them. I don't see why not. She would. Hey, I didn't say that. That's your resident.
So anyway, Amanda, that was funny. He's so full of it, you guys. And then I thought one other ironic thing. Okay, so then was Mike talking to Mr. Pimp Daddy.
Like $50,000.
Maybe we should do, you guys. Maybe we should come up with some memes. Maybe I could use AI and do. Ooh, I have an idea. Is this how he talks to his residents? Yeah, I mean, I'm not his resident, but can you believe, like, literally, Amanda said, because she wasn't there physically, but she said it in the text, the live, and she said, no, he was telling everybody, just talk to your alderman. And she said, well, I've contacted him, and basically, I haven't gotten the answers that I've been asking for. And so I was just relaying that. And then, you know, he's like, oh, no, it's not true. Da, da, da. You don't have proof. Are you making money off this? He started answering emails after Clark died. Oh, yeah, maybe then he got like a little scared. Yeah. But it's like, okay, what about all the time before that? So maybe that's what he's saying. Maybe that's what he's, you know, claiming that period as if like that counts for everything, which it does not. But look at this. Look at
Salaries only
this.
four. That's a whole lot of this salary right there. With all these unnecessary salaries and stuff. Of course, she probably got to keep people there. Like just like if I was, I would keep the people there just for a matter of 2 or 3 months until I find them. And after I go.
Yeah. And then
okay, so do you want to tell us, did you have a productive conversation with your alderman? Would you like to tell our viewers?
I would say our alderman is full of crapola.
You know what? It's so funny because I told Dominique when I came out, and I'm like, I said, Mr. Randall L., I said, while you're talking, one of your people, one of your residents says he's full of it. He never responds to my emails. And then he's like, that's not true. That's not true. I'll show you.
I heard the defense. Okay. And
I said, I didn't say
I have the alderman's number, and I'm supposed to call him, but he has my number, and he's supposed to call me. It's a two-way street. Okay?
Right.
And he was supposed to call me right after the meeting at the Thornton High School 2-3 weeks ago, and he never returned the call in regards to the same issue of what I talked about up there today.
No, I'm sorry to interrupt, but is this your same alderman's car? Looks like a really expensive car.
I have no idea.
Wow, it says Alder 6, so probably.
So yeah,
and it's real shiny. It looks like it's been recently washed and waxed.
Yeah,
so
it's washed over in the Dalton car wash.
Interesting. Okay, so we know that in the and again they make, how much do they make per year? Do you remember?
$44,912.52.
Wow. Okay. So we know money's going somewhere for sure. That car looks awful nice. Bye, Tracy.
I'll see you guys.
Okay, see you. Thanks for coming.
I'll be at the next year.
Well, we lost one. Really good. We lost Miss Manny. She passed away from pneumonia.
Are you
Hold on, guys.
the lady that was the co-chair?
I believe that's who it was.
Oh, not Selena, but the other.
No, not Selena. The other.
Really? But she was.
Yeah. I hope we didn't lose anybody.
I thought Harvey. Someone in the group did
Somebody
pass
in
away.
the group did pass away.
Aww,
and I do believe it was one of the older members of the group.
The chief. Oh, chief, do you have any suspects for the arsons?
Yeah, watch.
Do you have any suspects for the arsons? I asked the detective.
Watch this. No answers. Yeah, he's not gonna call you back. He'll answer the call, but he won't call you back with a resolution. Exactly. Yeah, I noticed that they say that over and over again. It's a common lie. You know, just contact us. But they don't. It's like they'll say that and they'll try to shame you to say like, well, you know, just reach out. You didn't reach out. And that's supposed to silence you. Oh yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, we didn't get the answers we wanted at SV, but it was, you know, we're applying pressure. The pressure's working.
No, he said he refused.
And he wants to put me over to the arson investigator. I'm like, I just talked to him.
To comment, and he sent me to you.
Okay, yeah, there's an active investigation, so I can't comment on it, okay? Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Do you know when we'll hear any results?
Active investigation, I can't release any details right now, okay? Thank you, brother.
Okay, well, give us some update. We want to know. Yes. So the gentleman right there, you guys can see on camera. There's the fire chief talking right there, and then he's talking to Fisher is his name, and he's talking to Detective Barbie, and both of them, from what I understand, they are the ones investigating.
Irony of ironies, right? So one of my anonymous sources, again, they don't want to reveal themselves because they're afraid of retaliation. Fire Chief Fisher, Detective Barbie. Supposedly, these two are supposed to be investigating the arsons. So, you know, we've only had these happening for years. So, like, when are we going to find out about them?
And we still do not have any answers.
Well, you know what? I would like to make a point on that. And that is, okay.
Other people.
I think that one thing that needs to be looked at, and I know the fire department has their job to do, and they're trying to do it to a certain point, but if you got a bunch of frame houses that are in the neighborhood that are half of it burned down, burn down the rest of it and let it just sit there, because it's going to sit there no matter what, if it's in two pieces or one piece.
Where in Vietnam?
Let it tear down. Tear it down. Let it burn all the way to the ground, and then that way, if it sits there for a long time, nobody's complaining about it. There are animals getting in there, or kids getting in.
Yeah, so that was about it for that, though, you guys. Thanks, Beth. Thanks everybody for your support. Blah 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 blah. Okay, I was gonna try to do this before I go. Yeah, any questions or questions, concerns, debates, issues? Let me see if who messaged me, if anybody had any other questions or concerns. Let's see. Oh, what's this? Wait, is it true that Janet Rogers was fired when she was a teacher? What is this? Oh, I remember that one. Okay. Oh man, that's so true. What was this? Oh boy. Oh yeah, I could not share that. Now, this is a legitimate critique. It says, this so crazy. A black mayor of Harvey, Chris Clark, hired a white law firm, paid them millions on top of millions to come and ruin black and brown businesses. Then he got the nerve to ask these same businesses for his support. He is a damn fool. Then his flunky, drunk-ass, racist alderwoman Shirley Drewenski, always drunk. Then Dominique Randall out acting like he's trying to help and wants to play both sides. All I can. This election is around the corner, so we're on your asses, basically. Oh wow! But that is a good point, though, about the using. See, that's also what I want people to believe, is that, you know, it's a lot of times it is people, corrupt black leaders will be working on behalf of like really racist and just horrible rich white people, and they know they feel like they're going to get less resistance if they use black leaders. You know, it's like it's the old let's use someone who looks like you or seems, you know, to be close like you, or someone that you can identify with more easily, to take advantage of you. And you do see that a lot. So it's really sad, but it's true. If you look at a lot of the folks that are giving money, like this Ansel Glink, right? It's mostly these rich white lawyers. Why did they pay so much money to support these corrupt black politicians in mostly minority towns? I mean, it's definitely worth, someone could do a series just on that, on why these rich white lawyers do it. I mean, they've got to, obviously they make money through all these scandals, right? Let me see, guys. Hold on. I wanted to look up this old Damn. That's right. I forgot Kellogg was mayor and superintendent at the same time, you guys. Good for her that she good for her that she sued and got it though. Oh, you guys. Oh, you guys. Okay, I was gonna cut it off, but you know what? We gotta read this article. I'm sorry, but we gotta hold on. Doing a good job advocating. Oops. You're doing a good job at doing so good advocating, Ryan. Thank you, Beth. I'm trying. The Gary Building information will be available Thursday evening. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Derek. Wow, Beth says. Kickback City. Yep. Okay, are you guys ready for this, though? I mean, I knew this. I read this article, but I think it's worth going over again since we were talking about Janet and the whole clerk thing and just their history, the Rogers. So this was an article from the Sun-Times in 2018. So I was living here at the time. This is Deneen Adams, former superintendent of Harvey School District 152. This is so damning. Listen to this. She claimed a board member threatened her, saying she was itching for an ass kicking, and she was awarded $400,000 in a retaliation lawsuit. Okay. She said she was denied a one-year contract extension as a superintendent because she asked the board to investigate possible misspending by the school district and was the subject of the threat because of her request for an audit. The school board voted to extend her contract for another year, then rescinded its offer. Adams replaced Eric Kellogg as superintendent. Yeah. Oh, in 2013. In February 2015, she got a good evaluation. They voted to extend her contract. Then she said she grew concerned about more than $500,000 the district had spent on computer services. In May, she asked the board for approval to hire an auditor to review the district's finances. In July, according to the lawsuit, board member Tyrone Rogers called her while she was driving and screamed at her that she was itching for an ass kicking, quote unquote. There's Tyrone Rogers, kind of grainy, but there's Tyrone. Well, this sounds familiar, right? The Harvey Police Department made a report but didn't do anything. Now, what's crazy though, is okay. Then they basically had a meeting and said, oh, okay, well, we're unhappy with you, and so we don't want to extend your contract. Now, this is crazy. Adams said board members harassed her over the following year and ignored her requests, including rejecting her recommendation to fire an employee for calling a superior the head N in charge. I mean, yeah, that would be inappropriate in a workplace. You shouldn't call your superior the head N in charge. So she said, so she left in 2016. Oh, that was like right after I moved here. Poor lady. She said, I think this is supposed to be she, suffered weight loss, insomnia, and panic attacks. Her lawsuits, listen to this. Her lawsuit said cronyism and corruption flourishes in the Harvey School District and that the board protects its own and punishes anyone who dares to speak out against them. Now, remember, Tyrone and Janet were in charge of that board, and just a few years later was the chicken wing scandal. I shouldn't even say a few, right? Because what was that, 2019, 2020? This was 2017, 2018. The Rogers cost more than they're worth. Right. Yeah, they're a huge liability. that the board protects its own and punishes anyone who dares to speak out against them. Rogers and his wife, Janet Rogers, have been friends with Kellogg, and Tyrone Rogers was president of the board when Kellogg was appointed superintendent, according to the suit. So Tyrone was president. Janet Rogers, who's now president of the school board, was convicted of a felony in 2002 for defrauding a college financial aid program, but Governor Pat Quinn pardoned her in 2013. How convenient. She held a seat on the Harvey School Board for 2 years before she was pardoned. Tyrone's facing a charge of aggravated sexual assault in Cook County, charged with trying to force a woman to have sex in his office at the Harvey Municipal Center in 2016. He's free on bail while he awaits trial. Yeah. Oh, okay. They were attorneys for the school board. They asked for it to be overturned. It was never overturned. Anyway, I just wanted to show that, you know what I mean? Is that crazy though, you guys, or what? It's absolutely crazy. That was a lot of wings. It sure was. So you see the timeline now? So you see Janet was, hi, Andy. You're back again. Hey, Andy. Yeah, remember I told you, I think I told you to message me, Andy, on my main profile, because for some reason it's not letting me follow you back here. I don't know. The app is acting weird. Hi, Letty. Thanks for staying. Janet was president of the board. Tyrone had been on the board, where he was president too, when this had happened, but then she was president, what, that was 2018? Chicken wing scandal happened, what, not a year or two later? How did Janet not know about that? You see their history with that board, and they were always very close with the Kellogg's, and they had allowed Mayor Kellogg to be not only the full-time mayor but full-time superintendent of 152. You cannot tell me Janet Rogers didn't know anything about that. I don't know if I like it, but what should I say? Hi, Brian. Oopsies. Sorry, hold on, you guys. I'm gonna do one more thing. And I know I need to get the heck off of here. I'm trying to get ChatGPT to do I'm gonna do a thing before I go. I'm doing well, Brian. How are you? I need to get the frick off of here before it gets too late. Oh my god, guys, can you believe it's basically midnight already? But yeah, this stuff is too, I mean, who needs shows? Who? Excuse me. Does anybody pay for ChatGPT or an AI account? Let me know if you do. What? Hmm. What the heck happened to this? Why didn't it like that? Well, I like this AI summary for TikTok. It's actually pretty good. Oh. You do pay for it? Okay. Do you like it? And I love the comment Mike made about the fiber optic. Exactly. Yes, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Because it's not like we don't want nice things in Harvey. We do, but they don't listen to people when we're saying use common sense. Use common sense. Oh, what plan do you use? No, apologies. That's what I wanted to ask you. What plan for ChatGPT? But you know, you use common sense when you're doing things. You know, I like Carlita always says, "Sweep before you mop," and I like that expression because it makes sense, right? It's like, why would you try to do something fancy? You know, it's like if you didn't imagine if your house was falling apart and it needed a new roof, and then instead you're like, "Hey, guys, can we buy a Cadillac like Escalade?" You know, and your family's like, don't you think we should fix our roof first? We need a place to live. Like we already have a car. It's just like the priorities are all off. And that's how you know that they're doing things that they shouldn't with the money because it just doesn't make sense to a common average person. It just oh man. You know how these people are. All right, let's see how ChatGPT did. Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you guys this. It did okay. It did okay. It did okay. No, it didn't use her image like it. Anyway, whatever. It's something. Sometimes it doesn't exactly do what I want it to do, though. I'm still experimenting. Do you do a lot of images with it? No apologies. And which plan did you decide to use? Okay, you ready? Ready? I tried to play around with it a lot, but it's like I said, this is okay. So this says $400,000 lawsuit. So this is supposed to be Deneen saying, we need an audit. And then for some reason, I wanted to have him saying something, what you're itching for an ass kicking, but ChatGPT said for some reason it wouldn't display it. And I said to it, I said, okay, but this is a thing that actually happened according to her lawsuit. So I don't understand. I guess that for some reason it doesn't, it won't depict it, I guess, which maybe is a good thing in that it's not, you know, it says something like they can't depict bullying or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know what you guys think about that. But at least, you know, it was showing the point of, you know, that's what this guy did. I mean, according to the lawsuit, he was extremely retaliatory, and all she was asking for was an audit. That was literally, it's literally her job. Let me see. You gotta learn how to use Google Slides. It creates great thumbnails. Oh, is that the Google AI? That's Gemini. Love that. And what do you love, Diana? Do you love the image that ChatGPT made, or you love the Google Slides? I'm like, why am I so tired, you guys? I realized, I think I was up late last night. Oh, okay, you love the image. Okay, you thought it did a decent job? Yeah. And then as far as the Google thing, were you saying so it uses Gemini, right? Because I think Gemini is the Google. Yeah. That's funny. You know, what if I gave Google the prompt and see what it did? Gemini generates an image. No, not ChatGPT. Okay. We're going to experiment with this. Okay, we got that. No. puppy. Oh my gosh, do you guys hear the puppy snoring? I really like the way they're now borrowing from other towns, and I have been saying this for months. Oh yeah, with the fire, as far as the fire stuff. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Oh. Mm. This one was done in like a comic book style. Nano Banana 2. Maybe that's just the style that it does it in. Hi, Jake. Yeah, I'm on my backup account, you guys. Backup account for that does not look like him. Okay, I don't like that. Maybe I found the wrong one. Hold on. That's a little bit better, but that didn't look like him. Why not? I provided the photos. I don't get that. Now, does anybody use Gemini? Does anybody use Gemini? Oh, the cleanup crew. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're saying like a good thing, right? Yeah, I mean, it's better to try to ask for help than not, I guess. But it's just so funny when like surely like they want awards for that stuff. It's like, that's like basic, and you're not even using our resources. You're using another town. What do you think of this one, you guys? Wait, hold on. What do you think of that? It's still not exactly what I was looking for. That just doesn't look like Tyrone. Oh, I guess Nano Banana is just their image maker. I feel like I like the images of GPT better. Oh, this one's kind of cute, but again, I like the wording better. Ooh, what do you guys think about this one? I like the wording better of Gemini, but I do wish it looked like a little more like him. But what do you think of this one? Ready? Tell it to use the image you provided. Oh, yeah, I did. That was the weird thing. I did, but I like this idea. I like the idea. Look at audit or asking. You can't make this stuff up. I'm telling you, people. Okay, so should I say remake the image using the photos I provided. We'll see how it does. We'll see how it does. Yeah. And like I said, this one, it's not bad. It's very cartoonish. And then I said, use the photos. And this is the most realistic, but neither one looks like either of them. Now wait, what did I do wrong, Diana? Look what it gave me. It doesn't look like them. What is it? Okay, you know what? Okay, no, let's try this again. Okay, hold on. We're gonna add these two photos. We're gonna say, please. Like literally, I'm giving you the photos. Like, how hard is it? We're gonna give it one more chance. I know, and then like I said, I gotta log out. Maybe tell it do not change the image of the characters. Yeah. Well, that's why I attached their images again. Let's see if it does. Better, much better. Now, wait, but why did it not? Oh, I guess in the other one it didn't label him either. I'm like, they didn't put his name. It's a little better, right? It's a little better though. Show me the books. I demand an audit. Auditor asking is it for an asking? Yeah, that's definitely more realistic for sure. I'm gonna say dress. Wait, first of all, I'll say label Tyrone Rogers and dress him in a purple suit with a purple fancy hat and a feather. Let's see if it'll do it. Much better, right? Yes, it was much better. You know, more realistic. All right, so we'll see if it can give him. I wanted to give him, you know, like a fancier suit, like he likes to wear his fancy suits. Now we're getting closer, you guys. Okay, what do you think? Now we're starting to make progress. Audit or ass kicking? The jury decided. $400,000 jury win. Tyron Rogers, Dean Adams. So she looks very businesslike, and she's saying, "Show me the books. I demand an audit." That's her job as a superintendent. And then he's saying, "Itching for ass kicking? Sit down." And then it's Tyrone with one of his characteristic flamboyant suits. What do you think? Pimp Daddy Bro, what do you think? Is this better or what? Oh my god. Ooh. This is addictive though. You could do this forever. But I think that captures the feeling of it, you know, because the whole thing is he dresses so fancy. But doesn't do his job. So anyway, Yeah, I thought we'd have some fun with that. Otherwise, that's it, guys. You have a wonderful night. Anybody have anything before we head out? Let me know. Put this stuff away. The puppies. Look at the puppies. He's chilling. Good night, Ryan. Thank you. You're welcome. Say good night, Eva. He's comfy. Okay. Bonne nuit.